Clear. This doesn't look good. There's no power to any of the bridge systems, and Deck 1 is running on emergency life support. Command pathways are intact, but I'm not getting any response from the main computer. Looks like Merv was right. The entire ODN network is offline, even the backup relays. What could cause a ship-wide system failure like this? I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to find out. God, useless. What are you doing? Well, we're not going to get anything from the main computer until we get emergency power back online. But I may have another way to figure out what happened here. If I can access the command buffers for the bridge stations, I might be able to reconstruct at least a few hours based on that data. Now, why didn't I think of that? It's like I told you before, Commander. Be aware of what's happening around you and adapt. The thought occurred to me as soon as we came in here and saw what a shambles the bridge was in. And I don't even serve on a starship. Maybe you're right. Maybe I miss 3/4 of what's going on around me. But would it kill you to show some tact once in a while? I fail to see the relevance, Commander. From the moment you beamed aboard the Fitzgerald, you've been impatient and demanding with everyone. I've heard that some of the junior officers are actually afraid to try to talk to you. This is hardly the time or place to have this conversation, Commander. I disagree, Doctor. What is it, I wonder, that makes you think it's acceptable to treat your fellow officers that way? I have no interest in making friends, Commander. I've told you that once already. You're evading the question. I understand your tactical officer has some rather frank opinions about you in that regard. Demanded a transfer off the ship only a few days ago, which she attributed to you. How do you know about that? There's very little I don't know about the Starship Fitzgerald, Commander. And I can't help but appreciate the irony of someone who evoked that kind of reaction from someone under his command, lecturing me about being hard to get along with. Much as it pains me to admit it, Doctor, maybe you're right. I usually am. But the difference between you and me is that I've made a concerted effort to do better. Are you sure about that? When this mission is over, what makes you think she won't make the same request all over again? Maybe this time Gaius will actually take pity on her and say yes. You make a valid point. She could do that. Which is why I've tried as hard as I can to show that I've realized my mistake and that I'm doing everything I can to correct it. If she still chooses to leave, then at least I know I did everything I could to prevent it. Is that so? Do you really think it's possible to just wash away all those hard feelings, all those mistakes, and start fresh like nothing had ever happened? I honestly don't know, but I'd like to think so. If you're sincere about it, I'd like to think there's no mistake that can't be mended. No mistake. You're sure about that? What I'm sure of is that it's no coincidence you ended up on the Fitzgerald for this little outing. I think you knew full well what you were doing, and I think it has something to do with your history with the captain. A very interesting theory, Commander. A very interesting theory indeed.